Welcome to Royal Secrets. Greater diva than she Dan Wooten criticizes Meghan Markle's conversation with Mariah Carey. But before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates. During Tuesday's GB News, Dan Wooten criticized Meghan Markle for her planned interview with Mariah Carey, calling the princess a showbiz journalist. On Tuesday's Dan Wooten show, one of the primary issues was the Duchess of Sussex and her most recent endeavors were tonight. Recently, Meghan Markle debuted a new podcast in which she will interview a variety of A-list personalities. The singer of We Belong Together is reportedly the next celebrity to appear on the show. Nevertheless, the host of Dan's GB News program made fun of the Royals podcast and her planned interview with Mariah. Then he said, "By the way, she's going to be interviewing Mariah Carey right after that. So, basically, Meghan is now like a showbiz journalist, which is fantastic. I did simply think, okay, she's probably managed to find the one person in the world who is a bigger diva, so good on her for that. She is interviewing Mariah Carey." Dan continued his attack on Prince Harry's wife in another segment of the show after showing clips from the podcast. Meghan Markle might be described in a variety of ways, but ambitious is probably the least objectionable, according to the GB News host. She then reacted angrily to those who criticized her for being just that when she first started dating Prince Harry by launching the first episode of her eagerly anticipated new podcast more than a year after earning the lucrative agreement with her husband Harry. Serena Williams appeared to imply in her conversation that the epithet regularly employed by her detractors was sexist. The Duchess could be heard saying, "This message to me and my peers was obvious, our futures as young women were endless ambition," as she played a clip from Meghan's podcast. "That was the main idea. So until I started dating my future spouse, I don't recall ever experiencing the negative connotation associated with the word ambitious. According to some, having ambition is a bad, awful thing for women. It's quite difficult to unfeel it now that I've experienced the negative behind it. I am also unable to turn it off." Among the millions of women and girls who regularly shrink themselves to an extreme degree. The false assumption that ambition and agenda are mutually exclusive. You must be cunning, egotistical, violent, or a climber, or else. "Oh no, Meghan, you're not any of those things, are you?" Dan added, mockingly, later. She also made a dig at the royal family, saying that they had pressured her into continuing her royal duties in South Africa following a fire that had started in her son's nursery. Unfortunately, it's possible that Archie was elsewhere in the house at the time. Nevertheless, Meghan chose to go ahead with the appointment rather than cancel it and blame the awful, terrible monarchy for making her go to work. Dan exploded after hearing another segment from the podcast in which Meghan told Serena about that incident. "Oh, my wrath at listening to that. Complete nonsense. As the Duchess, you have the authority to cancel the engagement if you don't want to go. Harry has done it numerous times, and you have done that numerous times as well. But I also think it's crazy that they have a victim attitude because there was no accident at their house and baby Archie was healthy. Not about you," Meghan said in a podcast that she may not be cut out for public life. The Duchess may not be cut out for public life, despite warnings about a life of service, according to Meghan Markle's most recent endeavor, a royal observer alleges. To the surprise of Sussex fans, Meghan finally released the first episode of her highly anticipated podcast series Archetypes this week. Serena Williams, a close friend, speaks about the misconception of ambition in the series. Nevertheless, royal commentator and observer Meghan allegedly stated that she has a troubling lack of knowledge of not only her royal life, but also any public life, according to the Royal Rundown. The pundit made this statement in reference to a specific example recounted by the Duchess. It plainly demonstrates that much of the fury from Harry and Meghan, and many of their fans, derives from a very fundamental misunderstanding of the nature and purpose of the royal family. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for